Good morning, everyone. So today we're going to talk about assignment number 1, which is about the corporation. I'm Larissa Narayanan, and let's get into this. So first, what is a corporation? A corporation is an artificial being created by the operation of the law, having the right of succession and the powers and attributes and properties expressly authorized by law or incidents to existence. So, artificial being, it means that by fiction of the law, a corporation is a juridical person whose personality is separate or distinct from its owners. Corporations have some rights that a natural person possesses, created by the operation of law, which means it will come into existence through a charter or a grant from the state rather. Functions of a corporation are governed strictly and it has to do within the bounds of what is being provided in the corporate charter. Next, it has the rights of succession. It can continue to exist even in death, incapacity, or insolvency of any stockholders or members. The corporation will not be dissolved when there are transfers of ownership. Second question, who are the stakeholders or a person with an interest or an concern in something, especially business of a corporation? Define each and explain why are they considered stakeholders. So there are two types of stakeholders that I will be talking about later. So now, an example of a stakeholder is a management. This refers to the party given the authority to implement the policies as determined by the board of directors in the course of business and activities of the corporations. This is the group of people running the day-to-day activities of a corporation. This team is composed of decision makers from top to bottom of the corporate hierarchy. Next is the owners and shareholders. This refers to the people who invest their capital in the corporation. The people who in some cases considered as the first believer of what the entity could do. These are people who invest their monies and assume the high risk of having their money going down the drain. Unlike creditors, shareholders, being the part owner of the entity, cannot demand payment from the corporation. Instead, they will receive their investment back as a form of dividends. Next are the employees. So these are the people who contribute their skills, abilities, and ingenuity to the corporation. They are the ones who invested their future in the company with full trust and confidence that the entity would make them secure. Running the corporation with high emphasis on employees is popular in the corporate world nowadays, that when business owners decide to expand or diversify, they always cite the number of jobs being created. Next is the board of directors. This refers to the collegial body that exercises the corporate powers of all corporations formed under the corporate code or SEC Code of Corporate Governance. It conducts all businesses and controls or holds all the assets of such corporations. This body is formed by the stockholders and they will act as a governing body of the corporation. Another example is a creditor. So this refers to the party who lend the corporation's goods, services, or money. Creditors may gain from the corporation by the way of interest for money, loan, or profit for goods sold or services rendered. Thus, it is important that in running the corporate affairs, the concerns of the creditors should be taken into consideration. And third question, examples of direct stakeholders from direct stakeholders and explain. So direct stakeholders are involved with day-to-day activities with the corporation. Employees can be considered as direct stakeholders as their daily task revolves around projects at the business. In the other hand, direct stakeholders pay attention to the finished project outcome rather than the process of completing it. Indirect stakeholders concern themselves with things like the pricing, packaging, and availability. For example, are the customers. They are the end users of the business products. Another example is the community. The communities where the corporation operates, including the residents, the local businesses, and other organizations. They may be indirectly impacted by the corporation's activities in terms of job opportunities, economic development, environmental impact, and social contributions. Next are the duties of the board directors. First, they are the governing organization by establishing broad policies and objectives. They select, appoint, and support and review the performance of the chief executive officers or, or any executives. Next, they ensure the availability of adequate financial resources. It is expected from the board of directors that the survival and financially healthy functioning of the entity will be on their top priority or agenda. Another responsibility of the board of directors is to approve the annual budget, which can be described as a reflection of the organizational program and to plan into financial terms. They also account to the stakeholders the organization's performance. One of the most critical duties of the board is to account for the entity's performance to its stakeholders. More importantly, to the shareholders or the owners of the corporation. This can be accomplished by providing the shareholders the reports on financial highlights, short and long-term plans, material investments during the period, including the financial statements duly audited by an independent auditing firm. So what is the purpose of a corporation? First is to increase profit. According to Milton Friedman, the social responsibility of business is to increase profit. This is anchored on the argument that stockholders are the owners of the corporation and therefore corporate profits ultimately accrue to them. Corporate executives and hired managers are the stockholders' agent and should operate in the interest of their principal, which are the stockholders. Second is job creation. Corporations often aim to create employment opportunities both directly through their own workforce and indirectly through their supply chains and business activities. Next is the provision of vital goods and services. Many corporations exist to produce and distribute essential goods and services that meet the needs and demands of society, ranging from food and healthcare to technology and infrastructure. Next is social responsibility and giving back to society. Corporations may engage in corporate social responsibility initiatives, philanthropy, and community engagements programs to give back to society, support charitable causes, and address social and environmental issues. Next is the innovation and driving progress. Corporations often invest in research development and innovation to create new products, technologies, and solutions that can improve lives, address challenges, and drive societal progress. Lastly is the promotion of economic growth. So, corporations play a significant role in contributing to economic growth by generating revenues, paying taxes, stimulating consumption, and fostering entrepreneurship through partnerships, investment, and market activities. Last question. Differentiate multinational versus transnational corporation and give examples. So MNC or multinational corporations have investment in other countries but do not have coordinated product offerings in each country. They are more focused on adapting their products and services to each individual local market. Well-known MNCs are mostly consumer goods manufacturers and quick service restaurants like Unilever's, P&G, McDonald's, 7-Eleven. On the other hand, a transnational corporation is any corporation that is registered and operates in more than one country at a time. A transnational has its headquarters in one country and operates wholly or partially owned subsidiaries in one or more countries. Su- the, the subsidiaries report to the central headquarters, for example, like Shell, Nike, Apple, Toyota, and etc. So that's it for this topic. Thank you.